Shalom, shalom. It's your brother from GABAR. First and foremost, our praises to Abinawi Yahweh by Hashem. T.H.U.G to my left. So we're going to go over to the law. But first one, real quick. So last couple of weeks ago, we finished the book of Numbers. So today, or last week, we went to Deuteronomy 1 through 3. Today, we're going to cover Deuteronomy chapter 4 through 6. So every Sabbath, every Shabbat, we're going to do what our forefathers did. We're going to go into the laws, and people can learn the laws, statutes, and commandments. And then during the week, you know, your brother from GABAR will do other videos on different topics. So if you got any topics you want me to cover, email me. I would say hit me up on Facebook, but I don't have a Facebook account. So email me at smit0143@gmail.com. So go to Joshua 1. That's right after the book of Deuteronomy. And start verse 7.
Joshua 1 and 7.
Go on.
Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand, or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest.
So we're not supposed to be not focused. Supposed to keep the straight path, straight and narrow, not looking to the left at the other guys that is round about us, or to the right. Supposed to straight, the straight gate. Go ahead.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Read that verse 8 again.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
So like I said, that's why we're going to go over the laws, statutes, commandments every Shabbat. Every Shabbat, we're going to go over the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what I.U.I.C did. That's what our forefathers did. That's what we're going to do. Continue.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
So we must keep all these laws, statutes, and commandments. We cannot make excuses like I believe in the book of Luke chapter 14. Brothers start making excuses when they have to do the work. Supposed to make. One said I just got a wife. One person said I just got some land. One person said I got some ox, I need to take care of it. No, I don't want to hear no excuses, but we must keep all these laws, statutes, and commandments. Continue.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
So if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, then we'll be set aside or set above all nations. The reason why we're not above all nations is because we broke the laws, statutes, and commandments. Therefore, we are continued at the bottom of society. All right, so now go to Deuteronomy chapter 4. Let's get to it. Deuteronomy chapter 4. We're going to go to chapter 4, 5, and 6. And then afterwards, I'll unmute it, and then people can ask questions. So, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1.
Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live and go in to possess the land which Yahweh that God hath given your fathers.
Go ahead.
Ye shall not add unto the word which I commanded you, neither shall ye diminish out from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh your God, which I command you.
Hold that, go to Proverbs 30 and 6. Hold that, go to Proverbs chapter 30, verse 6. So, we don't supposed to add to this word. We don't supposed to, like some brothers are doing man-made traditions, making up commandments. We don't supposed to do that. It's thus said Yahweh. So read that. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 6. Read that.
Verse 6. Add thou not unto his word, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar.
Read that one more time.
Add not unto his word.
Don't add to this word. This word is perfect from Genesis to Revelations. We don't need no other books to add onto it. Don't add to this word. Go ahead.
Lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar.
And you're going to be found a liar if you could try to add onto this word. Give me Revelations 22. Give me Revelation chapter 22. Start at verse 18. Read all the way down.
Verse 18.
So Revelations 22, verse 18 through 21. Read that.
For I testify unto every man that heareth the word of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
So you have different Bibles that have added on, and you have Bibles that have taken out of different scriptures and books. Go ahead.
If any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. He which testifieth these things said, Surely I come quickly.
So Yahweh, the Messiah is going to come quickly. A lot of people think not in this lifetime, but he's coming. Best believe. Go ahead.
Amen. Even so, come Yahweh, come Lord Jesus, Yahushai, grace of Yahushai, Christ be with you. Amen.
Mashiach Yahushai. So go back to, matter of fact, give me, what's the scripture I wanted? Isaiah 8 and 20. Give me Isaiah 8 and 20. Isaiah 8 and 20.
Isaiah.
So if you're not coming with thus said Yahweh, this word, this Bible, I ain't trying to hear it. So Isaiah 8 and 20. Read that. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20.
To the law and to the testimony.
So to the law and to the testimony, continue.
If they speak not according to his word.
If they don't speak according to this holy Bible, what did the Bible say?
It is because there is no light in them.
There's no light in you if you don't come with thus say Yahweh. Actually, give me one more. Isaiah 34 and 16. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. But we don't supposed to go into these other books. You know, they got the book of the dead. They got the book of Jasher, the book of Enoch. Those contradict the Bible. You know what I mean? They talking about Nimrod killed Esau, or Esau killed Nimrod. How in the world Esau is going to kill Nimrod? They're on two different time zones, time period. A 30-foot demon is going to rape you. What? In hell. There are different parts of hell. There's a cold part of hell and a hot part of hell. Come on, man. That's not scriptural. So Isaiah 34, 16.
16.
Gone.
Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read.
So King James was an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? There's books out there that King James have written himself, because he didn't write the Bible, he authorized. But that traces lineage back to Judah. He understood that he was descendants from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When you look at the coins of him, it says Abraham, Isaac, Jacob on the coin. Now you know that's what the word Scotland means black or dark. Why was it called Scotland? Because it was the dark people that ruled that land. British. The word Brit comes from the Hebrew word that means covenant, and Ish means men. So British was men of covenant. Who are the covenants given to? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we name these different places. You see, so Isaiah 34, 16, read that again.
Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
So the Most High put the spirit on King James that had this Bible translated from the Hebrew to the Latin to the Greek to the English. So this 1611 Bible we have, that's what King James authorized. They had the book of Jasher, the book of Enoch, and these other books. That didn't make the cut. It's some meat in there, but it's a lot of bones. So that's why it's going to cause confusion for the unlearned. You know, like I said in Hebrews chapter, or 2 Peter 3:16. So go back to Deuteronomy. Now read verse 3.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 3.
Gone.
Your eyes have seen what Yahweh did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor Yahweh thy God hath destroyed them from among you.
Hold that, give me Numbers 25. We read it probably like a month ago, but let's refresh our people memory. So what happened to our people with Baal Peor? So Numbers 25, 1 through 5. So Numbers chapter 25, 1 through 5. What happened during the time of the Moabites? Go ahead.
And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat, and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself to Baal Peor, and the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel.
Go ahead.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people, and hang them.
And do what?
And hang them up before Yahweh against the sun, that the fierce anger of Yahweh may be turned away from Israel.
Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
So that's what's going to happen now. There's nothing new under the sun. It tells you that in Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. So if there's nothing new under the sun, the same people back then, our forefathers and foremothers that was serving other gods, guess what? They got put to death. What's going to happen right now with all our people that's in Christianity, Islam, worshiping Egyptology, Buddha, Hindu, atheists, they're going to be put to death. It tells you that in Amos 9 and 10, all the sinners of the Most High's people should die by the sword. So go back to Deuteronomy,
Deuteronomy
chapter 4. Gone. And read verse 5.
Verse 4.
Verse 4, come.
Be ye that did cleave unto Yahweh your God are alive, every one of you this day.
So all the ones that obeyed, they survived. So we read that last week how Joshua and Caleb was the only two people that came out of Egypt that survived. And then the children that they got in the wilderness. Those are the only ones that was able to see the land of Israel. You had Moses got cut off, Miriam got cut off, and Aaron got cut off. And the Most High was, Yahweh Shai was dealing with Moses face to face. But that shows you that the Most High is not a respecter of person. So even though he was dealing with Moses, he transgressed the law. Guess what? The wages of sin is death. You see what I'm saying? It tells you that in Romans 6, 23. I believe, actually, matter of fact, get that. Romans 6, real quick. The wages of sin is death. Romans 6, the last verse, I believe. 23, gone.
For the wages of sin is death.
What the Bible says?
For the wages of sin is death.
Go ahead.
But the gift of Yahweh is eternal through Hamashiach Yahushai, our Lord.
Okay, go back to Deuteronomy chapter 4. So all the ones that sinned, that broke the law, statute, commandments, that came out of Egypt, they got put to death. So, and the ones that kept the law, statute, commandments, they was able to see the land of Israel. It's going to happen the same way. The one's going to get taken up in the chariots, going to be brought up into the land of Israel. After that land get cleansed, get wiped off the face of the earth, like it tells you in Ezekiel 36, I believe. Then the heathens are going to build up that nation, like it tells you in Isaiah 60. They're going to build up our kingdom. So go back to Deuteronomy 4, and what was that, verse 5?
Verse 5.
Gone.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Continue.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
So, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments is our wisdom and understanding. When we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. So obviously, you see the younger generation, our people today, our people is not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. Therefore, they don't have what? No wisdom, and damn sure don't have no understanding. That's why they acting a fool. That's why they gang banging over colors. They gang banging over a block that don't belong to them. They like, this is my block. And the cops will come and they'll scatter like roaches. Oh, I thought it was your block. Stand for your block. You see, our people don't have no wisdom, knowledge, or understanding because they not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Read that part again.
Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
So these other nations will look at us like, man, these people, not, hey. That's why when you ever be walking, you know, you might go to a grocery store or something, or you go to like a bookstore or something, you might be walking around with your fringes on, and you just walking, and you see the nation is staring at you like, oh, the nigga knows. You see, they know, like when you came in, it got me. And that little white girl was like, oh, he got fringes on. You see that? They know. They like, oh, you know, they know what this means, but they don't want our people to know. You see what I'm saying? So, was that it on 6? Come on, hold that, give me Proverbs 1 and 7. Hold that, give me Proverbs 1 and 7. So they understand, like, they don't want us to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why they're trying to confuse our people. That's why they want our people to be distracted through the entertainment. They want you to be focused on basketball, football, baseball, soccer, you know, rap. That's how they keep our people brainwashed. You see what I'm saying? Distracted. So get Proverbs 1 and 7.
Proverbs 1 and 7. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
So the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge. So in order to fear the Most High or love the Most High, you would keep His commandments. But a fool would be like, nah, I don't want, man, I'm gonna continue to do what what I want to do. I'm gonna continue to be wicked. I'm gonna continue to sell drugs or do drugs. I'm gonna continue to be a whoremonger or adulterer or fornicator. So read that part again, verse 7 again.
The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise despise wisdom and instruction.
They don't want to hear it. It also tells you in Proverbs that when, matter of fact, let me see if I can find it real quick. So like you. It talks about, if I can't find it, forget it. Let me see. About keeping company with, read Proverbs 4 and 7. Let me see if I can find this.
Proverbs 4 and 7.
So Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7.
Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding.
Read that one more time.
Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding.
Get understanding what you're reading. That's why a lot of you have even Israelites, they stumble off the New Testament. Boy, they would stumble and fall. I'm like, y'all playing football with the scriptures, man. Y'all fumbling a lot. Like, y'all trying to really save the other nations. And like, you see, right here, it said that the olive tree, the wild branches, they got drafted in. First of all, if you have a tree and branches got, you have some wild tree, wild branches. If a branch broke off, guess what? It's still a part of that tree. It's not a part of a different tree. It's still part of that tree. So that is showing you in Romans 11, that was talking about Israel being drafted back in. Because you got to remember, the two nations split. The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. In the book of Hosea, the Lord gave the northern kingdom a bill of divorcement. And he was showing them through, that's why Cornelius, Israelite, was being drafted back in. That's why he said that's why Cornelius said in Acts 10, it's unlawful for a Jew to keep company of another nation. Why? Because the Jews was not looking at the northern kingdom as their brothers. They was looking at it as heathens. Common sense. But these Negroes would try to break the everlasting covenant that the Most High made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and say, hey, we got to include these other nations. That's not going to happen. So give me, I found it, Proverbs 13. Verse 20.
Proverbs 13, verse 20.
So a fool will reject that knowledge. A wise man would do what? Read that. Proverbs 13 and 20.
He that walketh with wise men shall be wise.
Read that one more time.
He that walketh with wise men shall be wise.
Go ahead.
But a companion of fools shall be destroyed.
What the Bible says?
But a companion of fools shall be destroyed.
A wise person be like, hold on, let me link up with other wise brothers to get that wisdom.
That's right.
Iron sharpening iron. A bunch of fools would be like, man, let's go all hang together. Let's go on that corner right there. Post up. That's what a fool would do. But a wise person will want to be with other wise people. You see what I'm saying? So let me see if I got something else. Go to first. No, matter of fact, go back to Deuteronomy. Slack you. All right. Go back to Deuteronomy. What we left off at, verse 7. Come on.
For what nation is there so great, who had God so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our God is in all things that we call upon him for. And
Hold that. Give me Joel chapter 2. Trying to give brothers and sisters a bunch of scriptures. Bunch of precepts. Joel chapter 2. Other way. Yep. No. Other way. By Amos.
I thought Amos on here.
Right there. Other way. Come. Joel chapter 2, verse 27.
Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your God, and none else.
Go back to Deuteronomy 4.
Deuteronomy 4 and 7.
So that's why we record this, so that we can, send it to people. So we go kind of fast, we go on time. So apologize, but read that.
For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
So we're the only nation that have the Most High near us. Go back to Joel chapter 2, verse 27.
Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
So he's in the midst of Israel. Israel is a people before it's a place. Because we all know that land was not called Israel until, 1948? Yeah. It was called the land of Canaan. It was never called Israel. Our forefather Jacob was wrestled with an angel, was called Israel or Yasha Allah. Yah means he, Shar means power, Allah means, Yah means he, Shar means power, and Allah means, Salakia. He's the prince of power. Shar means prince, Salakia. Yah means he, Shar means prince, Allah means power. He's the prince of power. Pretty much we the son of God. Read that again.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your God, and none else.
And none else. That's a cut right there for any doctrine that try to come and say, oh, like what I heard on Facebook, okay, I'm an Israelite, and I got an Edomite as a wife. So now, because the scripture says when a husband and wife come together, they become one, she's an Israelite now. Come on, y'all. I be hearing the dumbest stuff. Like, y'all, did you just say that? Did they just say that out their mouth? That's the type of stupidity that we hear. You see, our people try to cleave onto these nations. Got that Stockholm syndrome. Finish that up on Joel.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
We should never be ashamed. We got the one true God. You see what I'm saying? What you got to be ashamed about? Just because we're in the ghettos in Islam, who cares? This is only temporarily. You see what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai, Christ was in the worst slums.
Yeah.
When you read about history. You see what I'm saying? So go back to read verse 8 now, Slack.
And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? And only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest thou depart from thine heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
We're supposed to teach our children, their children's children. Pass it down. You see what I'm saying? Continue.
Verse 10. Especially the day that thou stoodest before Yahweh thy God in Horeb, when Yahweh said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children. And ye came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. And Yahweh spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. Ye heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude.
Similitude meaning form or shape or likeness. Go ahead.
Only ye heard a voice.
So hold that. Give me John 8. To show it wasn't the Most High that was talking to Moses. It was our big brother Yahweh Shai, the Messiah. So give me John 8. Which is the mouthpiece, just like we are, the servants are the mouthpiece of the Most High. So John 8, start verse 51.
John 8 and 51.
God. So John chapter 8, verse 51, all the way down to 58. So read that.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, if a man keep my saying, he shall never see death. Then said the Jews unto him, now we know that thou hast a devil.
What did they say to Yahushua?
Now we know that thou hast a devil.
People call us devils all the time. We out there in the street. Them boys, the boys are devils out there. Go ahead.
Abraham is dead, and the prophets, and thou sayest, if a man keep my saying, he shall never taste death.
So they was on a physical, they dealing with the flesh. They don't understand that the spirit is immortal. Continue.
Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead, and the prophets are dead? Whom makest thou thyself?
They didn't understand about regeneration. You're coming back. They didn't understand that. The soul is immortal. It tells you that in the Apocrypha. Go ahead.
Yahushua answered, if I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your God.
Go ahead.
Yet ye have not known him, but I know him. And if I should say, I know him not, I shall be a liar, like unto you. But I know him, and keep his saying.
So you know the scribes and Pharisees, a lot of them was wicked. Go ahead.
Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it, and was glad.
So this threw them off. This is deep. That's me. What? What was they saying? Continue. They said Abraham rejoiced when he seen them. Go ahead.
Then said the Jews unto him, thou art not yet 50 years old.
Man, you ain't even 50 years old. What the hell you talking about? You talking about he saw our father Abraham. How the hell he seen him? Continue.
And hast thou seen Abraham? Yahushua said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am.
He was always there. Who went to see Abraham? A Melchizedek. The high priest, the priest of Salem. That's on a deeper level. I'm gonna make a video about regeneration, proving that Yahushua was here from the beginning. You see, we all come back. That's why he says he's gonna put it back in our remembrance, though we once knew this. I ain't never know I was an Israelite until I woke up. Oh, that's why Christ said, my sheep hear his voice. There's a reason why we waking up and everybody else is zombies. Because the spirit inside of us bear witness to it before, to this truth. That's that's meat. But we just gonna stick with the milk real quick, you know what I mean? Go back to, what was that? Did you finish up on 58?
Yeah.
Come on, go back to, matter of fact, I think I got one more. I'll go back to Deuteronomy. Oh, matter of fact, Slakia, John 5. I don't like how I wrote these notes. I'm gonna have to switch it up. I don't like this red ink messing with my eyes. So John chapter 5, verse 37, I further proved that it was not the Most High, it was Christ, the Messiah. He was there talking to Moses. So John 5:37.
John 5:37.
Come on.
And the Father himself, ye have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape.
Read that one more time, verse 37.
And the Father himself, which hath sent me, hath borne witness of me.
Go ahead.
Ye have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape.
You ain't seen the Father. That's why my next video, actually, I'm gonna do is gonna be up. I'll probably do it Sunday, so it'll probably be up Sunday night or Monday morning. But I'm gonna do a video about proving that Christ, the Messiah, is not God. He's not the Most High. They're two separate entities. They throw him off when he said, if you see me, you seen the Father. Oh, you see? That's him. He's God. No. Just like me, I look just like my daddy. He said, okay, what's the closest thing I can show you? Okay, look at me. You see my Father. Same thing. But our people bugged out. They think Christ never said he was the Most High. Who was he praying to when he was on the cross? Himself? Right. He said, Abba, Abba, why have you forsaken me? I guess they tried to say he's schizophrenic or bipolar or something.
Right.
Split personality. That don't make sense. You see? So, go back to Deuteronomy. Like,
Deuteronomy chapter 44, verse 13.
wait, let me get it. Let me see. Deuteronomy 4:13. Come on. Deuteronomy 4:13.
And he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments, and he wrote them upon two tables of stone. And Yahweh commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that Yahweh spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire.
Go ahead.
Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female.
So we ain't supposed to make no similitude, which is a form or an image or a likeness or representation of a person. So you got certain camps making an image of saying this is Jesus and got it posted in their house. Deuteronomy chapter 4, we ain't supposed to make no similitude, no likeness of anything, no man. Oh, this is Yahweh. No, that's not. First of all, the Bible described how dark he was, his hair texture, the whites of his eye being red. That's it. It never said his nose, if he had thick lips or thin lips. It never said his ears, but they got a picture of all that. You are sinning. Continue.
Verse 17. The likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air.
Continue.
The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth.
Hold that, give me Leviticus 26. Hold that, give me Leviticus chapter 26, just read the verse 1. So we ain't supposed to make any type of similitude, any type of likeness of any man or beast or anything. So read Leviticus 26:1.
You shall make no idols nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it.
That cuts the Muslims. Go ahead.
For I am Yahweh your God.
So go back to matter of fact, give me Exodus 20.
Exodus 20.
Give you a bunch of precepts for this chapter. Exodus 20:1-5.
And God spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
So that's why I'm gonna prove that you come back every 3-4 generation. You are your forefathers and foremothers. That's why when you go into the history of the Igbo tribes and the Shanti tribes in the west part of Africa, they even to this day understand that they are their forefathers and foremothers. I'm gonna bring up that history along with the Bible. So go back to Deuteronomy.
Verse 19.
Gone.
And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun, and the moon, and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which Yahweh thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
So you look up in the heavens, just like in Jeremiah 10, we don't supposed to follow the ways of the heathens. We don't supposed to be dismayed at the signs of heaven. Why? Because the heathens are dismayed at them. But hold that, give me Deuteronomy 13. Deuteronomy 13, what is that, 6-10. So we ain't supposed to be worshiping the sun, the moon. That's what all these false religions, they're doing. All these religions, they're either worshiping the sun, go back to sun god worship, or you got the Islam, which is like the only religion that's dealing with the moon. But read that.
Verse 6. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, Let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shalt thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him.
Do what?
But thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people.
So you coming with another God during the time of Moses, you was put to death. Continue, read verse 10.
Verse 10. And thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because he had sought to thrust thee away from Yahweh thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage.
Boy, y'all lucky this is not happening right now. We'd be a bunch of dead Negroes and Hispanics and natives. We'd be stoning all day. We'd be tired as hell. We'd be like, what you do for occupation? Man, I stone cats to death. That's what we be doing. Because our people are worshiping every other God but the one true God. So go, hold that, go Deuteronomy chapter 17, got another precept. I think I put too many precepts, so then let me see what time it is. Okay, Deuteronomy 17, start verse 2 to 7.
Verse 2.
Go ahead.
If there be found among you within any of thy gates, which Yahweh thy God giveth thee, man or woman, that hath wrought wickedness in the sight of Yahweh thy God, in transgressing his covenant.
Go ahead.
And hath gone and served other gods, and worshipped them, either the sun or moon, or any of the host of heaven, which I have not commanded thee.
Just like back in Deuteronomy chapter 4. Go ahead.
And it be told thee, and thou hast heard of it, and inquired diligently, and behold, it be true, and the thing certain, that such abomination wrought in Israel. Then shalt thou bring forth that man or that woman, which hath committed thy wicked thing, unto thy gates. Even that man or that woman shall stone them with stones till they die.
Go ahead.
At the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death.
So you got 2 or 3 witnesses that say, yeah, he was worshiping other gods. 2 or 3, you was put to death. Continue.
But at the mouth of 1 witness he shall not be put to death.
So if only one person seen it, nah, it's your word against his. But you got 2 against 1 or 3 against 1, no, you was put to death. Continue.
Verse 7.
The
hands of the witnesses shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hands of all the people, so that thou shalt put the evil away from among you.
Gone. So go back to Deuteronomy 4.
Deuteronomy 4, verse...
Matter of fact, Salakia, go to Psalms 96. I got other Psalms 96, 3 to 5. I'm gonna hit y'all with a lot of precepts.
Psalms 96 and 3. Declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. For Yahweh is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods.
So there's other gods on the earth. But what are the gods? Go ahead.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
Are what?
Are idols.
Go ahead.
But Yahweh made the heavens.
So go back to Deuteronomy 4.
Deuteronomy 4.
So all the other gods are idols, but the Most High created heaven and earth through the Spirit of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Unless thou lift up
verse 20.
Verse 20.
Done.
But Yahweh hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt.
Deuteronomy 4 and 21.
And 21. Furthermore, Yahweh was angry with me for your sake, and swore that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go in unto the good land, which Yahweh that God giveth thee for an inheritance. But I must die in this land. I must not go over Jordan, but ye shall go over and possess that good land. Take heed unto yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of Yahweh your God, which he made with you, and make you a graven image, or the likeness of anything which Yahweh that God had forbidden me. For Yahweh that God is a consuming fire, even a jealous God.
So meaning he's full of energy. Continue. Go ahead.
when thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make a graven image or the likeness of anything that, and shall do evil in the sight of Yahweh thy God, to provoke him to anger. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed.
Go ahead.
And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you.
Go ahead.
And there ye shall serve gods, and work of the men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell.
So hold that, give me Baruch in the Apocrypha. Baruch chapter 1, I got you.
Okay.
Baruch 1, 17 through 22. So Baruch chapter 1, verse 17 through 22.
Verse 17. For we have sinned before Yahweh, and disobeyed him, and have not hearkened unto the voice of Yahweh our God, to walk in the commandments that he gave us openly.
Go ahead.
Since the day that Yahweh brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt unto this present day, we have been disobedient unto Yahweh our God, and we have been negligent in not hearing his voice.
Go ahead.
Wherefore the evils cleaved unto us, and the curse which Yahweh appointed by Moses his servant at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt, to give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is to see this day.
Go ahead.
Nevertheless, we have not hearkened unto the voice of Yahweh our God, according unto all the words of the prophets, whom he sent unto us.
And that's what our people are not doing today. That's why only not all, like in Romans 9, Paul said, not all Israel is of Israel. Meaning what? You're not going to have all Israel that's going to wake up. So don't get discouraged because mama don't wake up, or daddy don't wake up, or sister or brother. As for, like, I think that's in Joshua, as for me and my house, I'm going to serve Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? So don't get discouraged if your family's not taking heed. It's not for everybody. Continue.
But every man follow the imagination of his own wicked heart, to serve strange gods, and to do evil unto the sight of Yahweh.
You see that all the time. Our people walk up, have you ever heard, brother, of Islam or the Book of the Dead? That was our people. Asiatic. You know, yeah, we Asiatic, like the dude said. I'm like, I'm a Moabite. Come on, man. No, go back to Baruch chapter 3. Baruch chapter 3, verse 8 through 13. Baruch 3:18. Or, yeah. No, Baruch chapter 3, verse 8 through 13, I mean.
Verse 8 through 13.
Gone.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
We are yet this day in our captivity. Go ahead.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be a subject to payments.
You gotta pay them bills. Go ahead.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers which depart from Yahweh our God.
Go ahead.
Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead.
So we are defiled with the dead. You see what I'm saying? Because if you, it tells you in Proverbs, a man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So if you're not keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, you are spiritually dead. Go ahead.
Verse 11, that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if thou hadst walked in the way of God, thou shouldst have dwelled in peace forever.
If we would have kept these laws, statutes, commandments, we would have never been at the bottom. We would have always been at top. So go back to Deuteronomy chapter 4.
Chapter 4,
verse 29.
Verse 29.
Come on.
But if from thence thou shalt seek Yahweh thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, and if thou turn to Yahweh thy God, and shalt be obedient unto his voice.
Even in the latter days, it was going to say the same thing was going to happen. Continue.
For Yahweh thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenants of thy fathers which he sware unto them.
Hold that, give me Jeremiah 30 and 7. Hold that, give me Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7.
Gone.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
So just like in Deuteronomy 4 and 30, it says, when thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to Yahweh, thy power, and shall be obedient to his voice, if we did that, he would deliver us. Read Jeremiah 37 again.
Alas, for that day is great.
So a great tribulation is about to come. Go ahead.
So that none is like it.
It ain't never, the day is about to come, it ain't never been like it. Go ahead.
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
Jacob, representing the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead.
But he shall be saved out of it.
But the righteous is going to be saved out of it. You see, hold that, give me or drop that, give me Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. Hosea chapter 5, Hosea. Hosea chapter 5. Another way. Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. Read that.
Verse 15.
God.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction they shall seek me early.
So in affliction, through tribulation, you're going to seek the Most High early. Go ahead.
Come and let us return unto Yahweh, for he hath torn and he will heal us. He hath smitten and he will bind us up.
So that's why people must be saying, we must turn back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Go back to Deuteronomy 4.
Deuteronomy 4.
And start at verse 32. Come.
For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and ask from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there hath been any such thing as this great thing is or hath been heard like it.
Go ahead.
Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and lived? Or hath God said to go and to take him a nation from the midst of another nation, by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, by war, and by a mighty hand, and by the stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that Yahweh your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes?
So for people don't get simple, when we read in John 5 about no man have heard the voice of God, when it talks about this verse, talking about God, it's talking about the Hebrew word Elohim, which means powers. So we have heard that, which goes back to angels. You see, so when it goes to John chapter 5, that was talking about the Father. Nobody heard him, but we have heard the angels. So people can get that understanding. Continue.
Verse 36. Out of heaven he made thee.
Read verse 35.
35. It's like it. Unto thee it was shown that thou mightest know that Yahweh thy God, there is none else beside him.
Hold that, give me another precept. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 39.
Deuteronomy 32 and 39.
Gone.
See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me.
There is no God. Go ahead.
I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So he does everything. Go back to Deuteronomy 4.
Deuteronomy 4
Read verse 35 again.
and 35. Unto thee it will show that thou mightest know that Yahweh thy God, there is none else beside him.
Go ahead.
Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee. And upon earth he showed thee his great fire, and thou heardest the words out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight, with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from before thee greater and mightier than thou art, to bring thee in, to give thee their land in the inheritance as it is this day.
Go ahead.
Know therefore this day, and consider it in thine heart, that Yahweh thy God is in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee, with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which Yahweh thy God giveth thee forever. Then Moses suffered 3 cities in this side Jordan toward the sun rising, that the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbor unawares, and hated him not in times past, and that fleeing unto one of the cities he might live.
So we already went over that last week. We had the land of refuge, where if you accidentally killed someone, you would flee into the land of refuge, and until your trial. You see what I'm saying? So that somebody won't come looking for you. But you will have to stay in the land of refuge, what we went over last week, until the high priest died. If you didn't, and you up and left that land before the priest died, then if you die, or somebody if that man's brother retaliate and kill you, then his blood he can do that according to the law. But if you stayed there and wait till that person died, then they could not put their hands on you. You see? So continue.
Verse 43, namely preserved in the wilderness in the plain country of the Reubenites, in Ramoth, in Galilee of the Gadites, in Golan, in Bashan of the Manassites. And this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt, on this side Jordan, in the valley over against Beth Peor, in the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon, whom Moses the children of Israel smote after they were come forth out of Egypt. And they possessed this land, his land, and the land of Og, king of Bashan, 2 kings of the Amorites, which were on this side Jordan toward the sun rising.
So remember, it was the land of Moab, or the plains of Moab. Then the Amorites took it over, and then we took it over from the Amorites. That's why. So you have Reuben, Manasseh, half of Manasseh and Gad. They possessed the plains of Moab. So that's why when you go to Ruth chapter 1, when about Ruth, she was an Israelite, because you had 3 tribes that was living in that land. So you have to understand history and put the precepts together to get the understanding. But you have some Israelites that love Chinese women who would say, hey brother, I like that Chinese food, man, Ruth is a heathen. You trying to say this holy Bible, the word holy means separate, set apart. This holy Bible has a book named after a heathen? Where they do that at? You know what I mean? Continue on.
Verse 48. From Aurora, which is by the bank of the river Arnon, even unto Mount Zion, which is Hermon, and all the plain on this side Jordan, eastward, even unto the sea of the plain, under the springs of Pisgah.
Okay, now Deuteronomy chapter 5. Hopefully we can finish both. Probably not, but we'll do it next time. Like I said, we're gonna go over the laws, statutes, commandments every Shabbat. So Deuteronomy, because I don't want to not go over these precepts because we're gonna run out of time. I want to make sure brothers get their precepts, get better understanding. So Deuteronomy chapter 5, get in there.
And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them, and keep them, and do them. Yahweh your God made a covenant with us in Horeb. Yahweh made not his covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. Yahweh talked with you face to face in the mount of the midst of the fire. I stood between Yahweh and you at that time to show you the word of Yahweh. For you were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not up unto the mount, saying, I am Yahweh thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have none other gods before me. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Hold that. Give me St. John 14 and 15. St. John chapter 14. St. John chapter 14, verse 15.
St. John chapter 14, verse 15.
Go ahead.
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Read that one more time.
If you love me, keep my commandments.
So if you love the Most High, if you fear the Most High, you would keep His laws, statutes, and commandments. Give me Proverbs 8 and 17. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17.
Proverbs 8 and 17. I love them that love me.
What did the Most High say?
I love them that love me.
No, for God so loved the world.
I love them that love me.
God only loved, the Most High only loved those that love Him. How do you show you love the Most High? Keeping His commandments. Read that one more time.
I love them that love me. And those that seek me early shall find me.
Those that seek in wisdom, knowledge, understanding will find wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Give me go back. Matter of fact, what I got? 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 2. Yeah, 1 John, or Little John. Not Big John, but Little John. Mine is red back. But yeah, 1 John chapter 2, verse 3 through 6.
Verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know Him if we keep His commandments.
So we know that we know the Most High, we keep His commandments. Continue.
He that saith I know Him and keepeth not His commandments is a liar.
So if you say, oh, I know God, I know Jesus, yeah. I mean, I go to church every Sunday, but you don't keep His commandments, you are a what?
Is a liar. And the truth is not in Him.
The truth is not in you. Psalms 119 verse 142 tell you that the laws is the truth. Continue.
But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in Him. He that saith he abideth in Him ought himself also to walk, even as He walked.
You gotta be like your Father. You gotta be like your big brother Yahushua, the Messiah. You can't say you know the Most High and you in darkness, you following the ways of this world. The Most High, Yahushua said, I choose you, you're not of this world. Just because we live in it, we're not supposed to be partakers of this evil world. Give me 1 John 2, or read verse 9 and 11. Slakia.
Verse 9. He that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in the darkness even until now. He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is none occasion of stumbling in him.
Go ahead.
But he that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes.
So a man that's in darkness, a brother that hates his brother is in darkness. He's confused. You see what I'm saying? He might think that he's in the light, but he's really in darkness. Give me Revelations 3:19. So just like the Most High, we supposed to show that we love the Most High by keeping His commandments. The same way Yahushua, the Messiah, showed His love for the nation of Israel, for dying for the elect of the nation of Israel. How do we show love to our brother? Revelation 3:19.
Verse 19.
God.
As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous therefore and repent.
So if you love a brother or sister, you're going to rebuke or correct that brother. You know what I'm saying? That's showing love. The Christian church, they teach you, you can't judge me. I didn't pick up no rocks and stone you. I'm not judging you. I'm rebuking you. There's a difference. We didn't go get the judge, the Danites, and say, okay, this person's breaking the Sabbath. Can I stone her? Can I stone him? No. We are rebuking you. You know, so go back to Deuteronomy. Like the Bible says in Proverbs, openly rebuke is better. It's better to openly rebuke somebody. You know what I'm saying? So Deuteronomy 5
and 10.
10, come on.
And show mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy God in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Vain meaning lying or falsehood. Go ahead.
Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as Yahweh thy God hath commanded thee.
Yeah, so brothers can't be making excuses. I mean, I know it's the Sabbath, but I want to take my kids and family to the park, and you know, it's a beautiful day outside. No, we aren't supposed to do that. You know what I mean? We got to keep these laws, statutes, commandments. Definitely, you know, you got in the book of Numbers, you had people picking up sticks on the Sabbath, and that man was put to death for picking up sticks. You know what I'm saying? So you better take this Sabbath seriously. You know what I'm saying? Continue out.
Verse 13. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy God. In it thou shalt do no work, shall not do any work. Salakia. Nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy maidservant, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. And remember that thou was a servant in the land of Egypt, and that Yahweh thy God brought thee out thence through the mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore Yahweh thy God commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. Honor thy mother, thy father, and thy mother, as Yahweh thy God had commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which Yahweh thy God giveth thee.
So why do you think a lot of these young boys began put to death? Because they disobedient to their parents. So a disobedient child, days would be shortened. So, you know, when kids are getting hit in the head, you know, shot in the head and all this, that's the Most High's judgment. So we just read in Deuteronomy 32 and 39, he said, I kill, I make alive. At the end of the day, it's coming from the Most High. Continue.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill in the Hebrew would be thou shalt not murder. Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou commit adultery.
There's a difference between kill and murder. You know what I'm saying? If somebody come and break it to my house, and I shot that person, I just killed that person, that's justified. But if I'm like plotting against that brother, yeah, you see that brother over there, let's shoot that nigga. That's murder. Okay? There's a difference. Go ahead. 19.
Neither shalt thou steal.
So we aren't supposed to steal. Let me get a couple precepts for that. Matter of fact, read verse 18 again.
Neither shalt thou commit adultery.
So what is adultery? Give me Leviticus 20 and 10. You got a lot of Israelites don't know what adultery is. Let's see what adultery is. Hey, brother, you got 2 wives. You committed adultery. What law is that? Well, I'm not saying that every man should have multiple wives or whatever, but it is lawful for a man to do so. He shall teach his own. So give me Leviticus 20:10, because we got to go off the law. We can't go off emotions and feelings. We go off, thus said the Lord. So Leviticus 20:10, read that.
Verse 10.
This is adultery.
And the man that committed adultery.
So if a man commit adultery, then we're going to get when a woman commit adultery. So if a man commit adultery, what does he do?
With another man's wife.
With a single woman.
With another man's wife. Even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
The Bible defines itself. When a man commit adultery, he's sleeping with another man's wife. Drop that. Give me Romans chapter 7 to show you what adultery is for a woman. Romans 7. Romans 7 to see what adultery is for a woman. Start at verse 2.
Verse 2.
Come.
For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband, so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband.
Continue.
So then, if her husband liveth, she be married to another man.
Meaning what? She sleep with another man. Go ahead.
She shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man.
So go back to Deuteronomy. So that's adultery for a woman, adultery for a man. And it say nothing about if EPHRAIMITE GABAR take 2 wives, that's adultery.
Right.
You see? If that's the case, then all of our forefathers, the majority of them, ain't gonna make it, because they all had multiple wives. You see? So go back to Deuteronomy 5.
Verse 19.
19, come.
Neither shalt thou steal.
Okay, hold that. Proverbs 22. Give you a couple precepts for that. When I go over this, no, EPHRAIMITE GABAR did not promote people to go out there and just steal. But I'm going to show you what the scripture says. So don't say, oh, EPHRAIMITE GABAR said, you see, we brought in the scriptures. Nah, that's not what I'm saying. Use wisdom. So get Proverbs 22, verse 22 and 23.
Proverbs 22, verse 22.
So because you know the law, statutes, commandments only apply to the Israelites. So we ain't supposed to do that to our brothers. We ain't supposed to, murder our people. We ain't supposed to kill. That's why when Moses seen his brother being oppressed by the Egyptian, guess what he did? He buried that man. He murdered him. He killed him. You see? Another incident, when Abraham went into Egypt with his wife, what did he do? He lied. He said, that is not my wife, that's my sister. It wasn't a sin though, because these laws only apply to the 12 tribes of Israel. They don't apply to other nations. So you at your job, you gotta come up with something. Hey, Esau, I'm sick. You have Christians like, oh, I can't lie. No, you can't lie to your own brothers and sisters. This Bible is only written to the 12 tribes of Israel. So Proverbs 22, 22 to 23. Read that.
Verse 22.
Let's see what Proverbs, which was written by King Solomon. That's what he said.
Rob not the poor.
What did he say?
Rob not the poor.
Go ahead.
Because he is poor. Neither oppress the afflicted in the gate.
So that's what brothers in the hood be doing. They'll go, if you want to go rob somebody, I'm not promoting you to rob people, but why would you go rob this black old lady that got $5 in her pocket? Does that make any sense? At least you go out to the suburbs, Eden Prairie, damn Woodbury, and at least get somebody to have something. But our people go straight to the hood, hey, and go rob an old lady for $5 to go back to the hood. Like, yeah, I just robbed that old lady. How much you get, fam? I got $5. What? That ain't nothing. You see what I'm saying? When I was back in the little street doing the things, I ain't never robbed no black person, Hispanic, Native American. All my spirit was directed. Since I was a child, I knew my enemies was Esau. I knew it. I knew it. And guess where I used to go? Straight to Woodbury, the places I just named. And me and my guys came up. It wasn't no $5. But go to Proverbs chapter 6. Go to Proverbs, let me see. Salaki, let me make sure. Proverbs 6, Proverbs 6, chapter, verse 30 and 31.
Verse 30. Men do not despise a thief.
Read that one more time.
Men do not despise a thief.
So we don't supposed to despise, hate a thief. Go ahead.
If he steal to satisfy his soul.
If he do what?
If he steal to satisfy his soul.
So the man don't got nothing to eat. And that man run to the grocery store and see that damn big old thing of chicken, and it looking mighty fine, and he look in his pockets and don't have no dimes. If he can fix that, fit that mug in his pocket, the Bible said don't despise him.
True.
Oh, you a damn thief, I can't stand you. No, the Bible said don't despise him. Read that one more time.
Men do not despise a thief. If he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry.
If he's hungry, man gotta eat. Continue.
But if he be found.
But if you ain't that good at stealing, and you be found and caught, he like a ball was slick back in the day. Now, go ahead.
He shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house.
That's what he's supposed to did. Matter of fact, read verse 32 about adultery. 2. That link up with the next verse 18. But read that.
For whoso committeth adultery with a woman.
Read that one more time.
For whoso committeth adultery with a woman.
So when you commit adultery, what the Bible says? Go ahead.
And lacketh understanding, he that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
So read that one more time from the top.
But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
You commit adultery with a woman, you lack understanding. Go ahead.
He that doeth it destroy his own soul.
You're going to be put to death, pretty much. Go back to Deuteronomy 5.
Deuteronomy 5:20.
Gone.
Neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbor. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife. Neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant.
So we're not supposed to covet. Covet means the one. You're not supposed to be sitting back and like, dang, that brother's wife look good. Dang, that brother got a nice car. Dang, I want that watch he got. Dang, I want them. You don't want supposed to do like that. Don't covet what the other brother have. You see what I'm saying? Continue.
His ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. These words Yahweh spake unto all your assembly in the mount out of the midst of the fire.
Go ahead.
Of the cloud and the thick darkness with a great voice, and he added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tablets of stone and delivered them unto me. And it came to pass, when ye heard the voice of out of the midst of the darkness, for the mountain did burn with fire, that ye came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes and your elders. And ye said, Behold, Yahweh that God has showed us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that God doth talk with men and liveth.
Go ahead.
Now therefore, why shall we die? For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of Yahweh our God any more, then we shall die. For who is there with all flesh that hath heard the voice of the living God, speaking out of the midst of the fire, as we have and live? Go thou near, and hear all that Yahweh our God shall say, and speak thou unto us all that Yahweh our God shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and do it.
Go ahead.
And Yahweh heard the voice of your words.
Continue. It used to be a lot louder than that. All praises. Continue.
And Yahweh heard the voice of your words, and when ye spake unto me, and Yahweh said unto me, I have heard the voice of the words of this people, which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said all that they have spoken. Oh, that there were such an heart in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments always, and it might be well with them and with their children forever. Go say unto them, Get you into your tents again. But as for thee, thou hear by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it.
Go ahead.
Ye shall observe to do therefore as Yahweh your God hath commanded you. Ye shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. Ye shall walk in all the ways of which Yahweh your God hath commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess.
That's why when you go into Deuteronomy chapter 28, 1 through 14, it goes over the blessing. If you obey, this will happen. But verse 15 all the way to 68, it goes over the curses. If you don't obey, this was going to happen. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 6, Most High willing, we finished. So Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which Yahweh your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it, that thou mightest fear Yahweh thy God, to keep his statutes and his commandments, which I commanded thee, thou and thy sons and thy sons, and thy sons' sons, and all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as Yahweh God of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Which in the Hebrew, Shema Yasha'ala Yahweh Elahayanawa Yahweh Akkad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Go ahead.
And thou shalt love Yahweh thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
So hold that, give me Matthew 22. Hold that, give me Matthew chapter 22. Because the Christian churches, they think when in Matthew 22, when it talks about only thing you got to do is confess and love God. Say, I love God and Jesus, and I will be saved. He's quoting the law. The way you show that you love God, St. John 14:15, if we keep his commandments. So give me Matthew 22, verse 37 through 40. Matthew 22, 37 to 40.
Verse 37. Yahweh answered unto him, Thou shalt love thy Yahweh thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
So what is he quoting? The law. Go ahead.
This is the first great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Boy, that's a stumbling block for the Christians. Read that part again.
On these two commandments.
On them two commandments. It ain't 613 commandments no more. It's not 10. Two commandments. Go ahead.
Hang all the law and the prophets.
So obviously, if you show that you love the Most High, how do you show you love the Most High? Keeping His commandments. So, and how do you show you love your brother? You will do unto your brother as you want to do unto yourself. So that fulfills all the law. If you're doing those things, you are keeping the law, statutes, commandments. Common sense. But they'll say, no, it's only two, so I can eat that good old pork chop, and I eat that good old shrimp. Our people wicked, man. Go back to Deuteronomy 6. Our people. Matter of fact, Salakia, give me 1 John 4:19. Little John. 1 John 4:19. We already read in Proverbs, he said, I love those that love me. How do you show you love the Most High? Keep His commandments. So 1 John 4:19.
Verse 19. We love Him because He first loved us.
We love the Most High because He first loved us. Go back to Deuteronomy 6.
Deuteronomy 6, verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
Meaning what? This truth do not come second to nothing. It's got to be the first priority in front of everything else. Continue.
Verse 9. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates.
Hold that. Give me Proverbs 22:6. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6.
Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Read that one more time.
Train up a child in the way that he should go.
That's why we're supposed to teach our children and our children's children. Go ahead.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Once he get older, he's going to be like, thank you, Mama. Thank you, Daddy. I'm glad you did that. Because I'm glad my mom, man, she raised me in this Bible. You know, she's kind of confused, but she still taught me that Christ was black and all the people in the Bible was black when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I knew once I got older what was right or wrong. You know what I mean? So hold that Proverbs 3, 1 and 2. Proverbs 3, 1 and 2.
Proverbs 3 and 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
So you keep these laws and commandments, you will fulfill your age, your life. If you don't keep the laws and commandments, guess what? You're going to die. It's early death. Go back to Deuteronomy 6.
Deuteronomy 6 and 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
So we always be talking about the word. This ain't, it's the Sabbath over. Okay, I can bump my damn J. Cole or Lil Wayne. Or let me talk about that all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with listening to music, but don't get caught up in the world.
Yeah.
The Bible says you can use the world, don't abuse it. Don't be all just going crazy. You see them boys in the corner just I'm like, man, these young boys is a fool. You know what I mean? You always got to be raised up in the morning. Guess what? You should say your prayers. Thank you. Always give all praise to the Most High for waking me up. Our people be ungrateful. Like the Most High, you have to wake up. Like you are promised tomorrow. No, none of us is promised. You know how many people died that didn't wake up today? So we gotta be thankful. Always the water. The water means thank you in ancient Hebrew. The water, Yahweh. Thank the Most High. Okay, continue.
And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
So that's why in Matthew 6:33 it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you." So that's Matthew 6:33 and 34. Continue.
And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be, when Yahweh thy God shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.
No, to Esau.
To Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.
Moab.
To Jacob.
Jacob. So if your lineage, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, if you ain't no descendant of Jacob, then you did not make the cut. You can't force nobody to try to make them Jacob. You're like, oh, I'm gonna name my baby Jacob. Maybe I'm good. No. All them Jewish people, y'all finish. Continue. Because they got Hebrew names, they good. Go ahead.
To give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and houses full of all things, all good things, which thou buildest not, and wells dig, which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten and be full, then beware lest thou forget Yahweh, which brought thee from out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear Yahweh thy God and serve him, and shalt swear by his name.
And that's what our people do. They forget about the truth. They forget about the Most High once they get rich, once they get a little money in their pocket. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear about the truth. They might wear a damn big cross. They're like, okay, you know, I got out the hood. I got this fat contract playing professional baseball, basketball. Okay, how can I fool these people? Okay, I'm gonna go buy me a $1 million gold chain with diamonds everywhere. You just look like a damn fool. Go ahead. I remember I used to be back in the club. I was at the club years ago before I was in the truth. I get twisted. And I was dancing or whatever, you know, girls twerking whatever, and I seen Chester Taylor. He was a Vikings player. This man had the damn biggest chain cross on, and the biggest watches. I'm looking like, dang. You know what I mean? I'm confused, like, oh, he must love the Lord. You know what I mean? He paid all that money for a cross? You know, it don't work like that. Continue,
Verse 14. You shall not go after other gods, of the people which are round about you.
That's why our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans do not follow these other nations. Oh, I want to see what Buddha like. They seem like they in peace. Let's do some meditation. I would meditate. You better meditate these scriptures day and night like the scripture says. Continue.
For Yahweh thy God is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of Yahweh thy God be kindled against thee and destroy thee from off the face of the earth.
This is the same God we talking about that flood the whole earth and saved they people. Y'all got the Bible, y'all got the God of the Bible confused into thinking, he ain't gonna kill me, he loves me. Man, he will put you to death. Bring you back to life, then put your butt back to death. Go ahead.
Verse 16.
Go ahead.
Ye shall not tempt Yahweh your God as he tempted him in Massa.
And that's what the scribes and Pharisees kept on trying to tempt Christ. Kept on trying to tempt him. Let's see if we can deceive him. Let's see if we can trick him up. Continue.
You shall diligently keep the commandments of Yahweh your God, and his testimonies and his statutes, which he hath commanded thee. And thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of Yahweh, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest go in and possess the good land which Yahweh sware unto thy fathers.
So Romans 7 and 12, it talks about that the laws is holy, just, and good. That's Romans 7 and 12. Continue. So we got 4 more minutes. Continue.
Verse 19. To cast out all thine enemies from before thee, as Yahweh hath spoken. And when thy son...
Wait. Read that part again.
To cast out all thine enemies from before thee, as Yahweh hath spoken.
And that's what we're doing. If we keep these laws and commandments, the Most High will protect us from our enemies. Don't worry about martial law. Don't worry about damn concentration camps. The righteous don't have nothing to worry about if you're keeping the laws and commandments. I have to keep on saying this. This brother don't tell me from GLCC, brother, don't you know the white man's planning on killing you? You must. That's why we must flee. So that means if I go to Egypt, the Egyptians are not my enemies. Ain't they our enemies as well? Yeah. All nations are enemies. So no matter where you go, you're going to be in the land of your enemies. But some people don't have wisdom.
Verse 20.
Go ahead.
And when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Yahweh our God hath commanded you? When thou shalt say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and Yahweh brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand.
So it's clear evidence that we was in Egypt. We were slaves in Egypt. We built pyramids, we built up treasure cities, just like we built up the pyramids in Puerto Rico and Brazil and Mexico. And it's pyramids in America. A lot of people don't know about. Continue.
And Yahweh showed signs and wonders, great and sore, upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household, before our eyes.
So it tells you in 2nd Ezra, I believe, chapter 16, that he's gonna plague Egypt like he did before. What Egypt be talking about? America. Because America is known as spiritual Sodom, and Egypt, also known as Great Babylon. Continue.
23. And he brought us out from thence, that he might bring us in to give us the land which he sware unto our fathers.
So he swore unto our fathers. He didn't swear unto other people's fathers. So how the hell are you trying to include other people's daddies that's not part of the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Go ahead.
24. And Yahweh commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yahweh our God, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is this day.
Continue.
And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahweh our God, as he has commanded us.
So it's going to be our righteousness if we keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. So let me see. So all praises to Abanawa Yahweh Ba'Shem, Amashiach Yahweh Shai, it's your brothers from Thug Camp, True Hebrews under God. Shalom.
Shalom.
I'm going to have to edit that. I gave out my number to the whole YouTube.